Hello, hello. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, goodbye. Nah, I'm joking, guys. Good afternoon, good evening, guys. How you all doing? It is Sal, Stretford Post. Welcome to Chatterbox. I hope everyone's doing fine. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's doing good today, guys. It is a Wednesday afternoon. Some people are breaking up where I am. You know, there's holidays coming up for a couple of people here in the Middle East anyway. But I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone's having a great day. It's so good to have you on board, guys. Before I start, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video. If you guys could kindly do that for me to start off, be lovely, wouldn't it, at the end of the day? So whilst I take a sip of my coffee, 1 minute. There we go. There are other coffee brands, but this one is my favorite. Absolutely. But yeah, guys, look, let's get into it. Man United, of course, Man United. Gyokeres decision in regards to his future will be made imminently. So basically, hopefully by the end of this week, we will know where Gyokeres is going to. Of course, the transfer window is the 1st to the 10th of June. I'm sure he wants to get his future settled. Obviously, there was rumors about Gyokeres staying at Sporting Lisbon. His family did say he's going to be staying at Sporting Lisbon, but I'll take that with a pinch of salt. Gyokeres is looking for another club. Manchester United are one of those clubs. Of course, Arsenal have been interested, but there is a turn up for the books. Arsenal are now more interested in Sesko than they are for Gyokeres. So does that give Man United a clear run to get Gyokeres? I mean, it could be. It could be. I mean, maybe if Arsenal get Sesko, Man United get Gyokeres, I'll be extremely happy with that. I don't know about you guys, but I'll be very happy with that. Gyokeres, of course, as I said on this show about a few weeks ago, has had a verbal agreement in regards to Manchester United and Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim and Gyokeres don't blank each other. They speak on the phone quite often. And to be honest with you, who knows what has been said? I mean, if I was a fly in a room, I would know what has been said and I would be able to tell you guys. But apparently there was some kind of verbal agreement, gentleman's agreement in regards to coming to Manchester United. Whether that was, oh, if you get in the Champions League, I'll come to you. I'll come to Manchester United. If you don't get in the Champions League and vice versa, you know. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But the decision in regards to Gyokeres is imminent. So we can finally put this story to bed. Finally pull it into bed, nice and comfy, 2 pillows. Be absolutely lovely. Get this story to bed. Absolutely. And in regards to putting stories to bed, it looks like Turkey is going to be going to Manchester City. I mean, you know, great player, cheap. I mean, missing the boat on that one, but you know what? It is what it is. Now, Mr. Pep Guardiola doesn't have an excuse in regards to where he finishes next season, because that is what Pep Guardiola is ultimately, isn't he? He's a checkbook manager. He always has been a checkbook manager. Do you know what I mean? That's the only way he can build his success. I mean, if he went to another club, for example, Stoke City, he might have not had the same amount of success as he has at Manchester City or Bayern Munich or Barcelona, who all had money, of course, guys. So yeah, I mean, obviously 115 Man City is his weapon of choice this time, and they will be getting Turkey by the looks of things. He's had a verbal agreement. Now Manchester City only need to look at agreeing a deal with Manchester City now, guys. Now, in regards to another player that we spoke about in the summer, guys, Richard Rios, we all remember the name. Richard Rios, rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Richard Rios, a player that Manchester United were interested in this summer. We were interested in him this summer. But there was these rumors going around that his club placed a 90 million price tag on his head. Now, whatever has happened, his price is obviously reduced dramatically. His market value is 50 million euros. Now, Man United could quite possibly strike a deal for the 25-year-old for about 25 million, 30 million in regards to that. Very good midfield player, of course, and which is why Manchester United were interested in the first place. These are the kind of signings I don't mind, because you know that 100% the Palmeiras player is going to give, 100% for the cause, playing in Colombia. They've got that little bit of grit about them. They've still got that street footballer-esque thing about them. if you know what I mean. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind him at Man United if we can get him for about, I mean, his market value is 15 million euros. If we get him for 20 million euros, what have we got to lose at the end of the day? 21 caps for Colombia, guys, 2 goals from midfield, guys, central midfield. So he could play that number 8 position. He could play the CDM, the back box to box kind of player, the number 6. He could do that. So that is very interesting, of course. So looking forward. But guys, keep an eye out for Richard Rios over this summer. You might be hearing a lot more from Richard Rios, of course. Last summer, we were speaking about him. But the same transfer wish list that we had in the summer, we're going to have similar one now. We're still interested in Jareth Branthwaite, for example. Jareth Branthwaite is still a player that we are interested in. We're still interested in these players, of course. So that is one to keep an eye on. Another thing to keep an eye on is Inter Milan, Internazionale. Now, Inter Milan, of course, have these charges pending against them, a bit like Manchester City. The manager has left. Simone Inzaghi has left his post as Inter Milan manager following the embarrassment in the Champions League final. Look, you know what? These games can happen. Look, Inter Milan, for me, didn't turn up in that game. PSG did, and they were phenomenal, and they won the game comfortably in the end. But they are on breakdown at the moment. They're on the verge of breakdown. And to be honest with you, it could equal some players could be leaving Inter Milan. And not least, Bisek could be leaving Inter Milan. Of course, Cherby could be leaving Inter Milan as well. So, Lautaro Martinez could be leaving Inter Milan as well. So Lautaro Martinez is another player that I admire highly. And that could be a player that Man United could be interested in as well. So keep an eye on Inter Milan. There's a lot going on at Inter Milan at the moment, but we will hear more stories over the summer. And I'm just giving you a little bit of a clue what is going to be happening this summer, of course, guys. Absolutely. Hey, everyone. Bloody hell, we got a lot of messages here, my guys. How you all doing? I hope you're doing well. How you doing? I'm trying to get through them all. I will get them through. Big up, Steph. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Been a minute, literally. Hi. Yeah, it has really, isn't it? Well, about 10 minutes. Since then, I've had a caramel shortbread and a Costa coffee, and I'm doing well. Thank you very much, Stephanie. I've been very well. Thank you. Good to see you. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, they do have Costa coffee in the UAE. Absolutely. Of course they do. That's why I've shopped there. Irfan, good afternoon. Good to see Irfan back in the house. How you feeling, brother? Are you good? Good to see you, mate. Chatterboxers, big up Stephanie. Big up the lovely Chatterboxers, of course. And big up Pearl. What's going on? I hope you're doing well. Germany versus Portugal later. Now, guys, I know you want me to die on this sword, right? I was thinking about doing a watch-along for Portugal against Germany. I was thinking about doing a watch-along for Portugal against Germany, but I don't know what to do. I know you guys are going to say, yes, I'll do the watch-along. You know what? It kicks off at 11 p.m., so I don't know if you're going to weigh up my sleep with the actual watch-along. But, yeah, there is a chance I might do the watch-along later on. So don't forget. Don't forget to put your notifications on. So if I do go live, you will see me live in the house. Absolutely. Colombian ace is Richard Rios, Mr. Irfan, my friend. Richard Rios is a player that we wanted. We've been scouting for quite a while now, actually last summer in August. We didn't get him because they ridiculously, Palmeiras put a £90 million release clause or dollar release clause on his head, which is absolutely ridiculous. So Man United straight away said, nah, and they walked away from it. But his price tag has reduced, so Man United could quite possibly do a deal for Richard Rios, which will be interesting. I do like these type of players. I really do. It's the type of player that Brighton signed, and then a couple of years down the line, we're going, oh, Richard Rios from Brighton. Do you know what I mean? It's the kind of signings that we do. We need to explore the South American market a little bit more intensively, because I don't think we do. I mean, I know we got Diego Leon, and news about Diego Leon, by the way. Diego Leon will start in the youth team, and he will be there for a while to get up to speed with the demands of British football. So he will be starting in the youth team, by the way, and then eventually he will be promoted into the senior team, hopefully all being well. But yeah, Richard Rios, of course, is the Colombian international that we are interested in, guys. Absolutely. A bit of grit there, absolutely. Anvesh, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Good afternoon, guys. Big up, Sal. Sipping on the coffee as always. Absolutely, guys. I sip on the coffee. I mean, yeah, I have to. Thanks. Don't give me ideas. I do, guys. it is Wednesday afternoon. I've got that old coffee breath now, haven't I? I've got the teacher's coffee breath. Foul geography teacher coffee breath. The foul geography teacher coffee breath. That's what I used to have at school. I used to have a teacher. He was my geography teacher or humanities, something. And he always used to have coffee breath. And, he was a failing teacher, by the way. And he always used to have coffee breath and hairy hands, a bit like Richard Keys. Probably was him, to be honest with you. But yeah, it was a mad one. Anyway, I'm drifting off into oblivion in regards to the conversations and stuff like that. Absolutely. Good afternoon, Sal. I have a feeling Gyokeres come to United. Come on, I have a feeling. I hope so, Natty. At the moment, everything is being kept close to the chest. Nothing is being said. Of course, Gyokeres has been on holiday. So he will be back, I believe, in a weekend or something. So choices will be made and it is imminent. It is imminent. Gyokeres to make his decision whether he stays at Sporting, goes to Man United, goes to Arsenal, goes to Chelsea, whoever he's going to go to, he's going to pick somebody. Of course, guys, absolutely. MUSC now, the legend, the myth, the legend. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. I'm excited about the potential of our front line if we kick off the window with 3 solid signings. I think so, MEC. I think as long as we fix the striking area of our football team, I mean, it'll make a big difference. Goals win games at the end of the day, isn't it? And if we could fix that area, I think I don't think our defense is as bad as people say. I know our goalkeeper's rubbish, but I don't think our defense is bad as people say. So I think if we can get the striker area fixed, I think Man United could move forward and score some goals next season. And who knows, we might surprise a few people next season. Who knows? Big up, Sal. Gyokeres to Man United loading. Come on, Gyokeres. It's coming, guys. You can feel it in the air. Arsenal have walked away from the Gyokeres. They're going after Sesko. 13 goals in 33 appearances. Sesko in the Bundesliga. They're going for him. Good luck with them. Wish them all the best. Absolutely wish them all the best. You know what? It does make me laugh. There was rumors about Mbeumo. Now, Mbeumo obviously is close to signing for Man United. There was rumors about Mbeumo and the wages that he was. I've heard 800,000 a week. I've heard 250 grand a week. Let me tell you what's going on here, guys. Let me tell you what's going on. There was a journalist. I've forgotten his name, but there was a journalist. He's from Newcastle. He's a Newcastle fan, right? He's not very well known, which is why I don't know his name, but he's from Newcastle. And basically, he spread this rumor about how much Mbeumo is getting a week. Nobody knows how much Mbeumo is getting in a week now because the negotiations are still going on with the club. So they're not negotiating with Mbeumo yet, right? So this is the whole thing. So what Newcastle have done to save face, to make themselves look less like a prat, they've released this lie about how much Mbeumo's going to get a week, just so it saves face for them. So it doesn't look like he rejected them. It doesn't look like he rejected them. They rejected him because of the wage demands and things like that. That's what I'm saying. So they're basically trying to play a game here to make themselves look, yeah, well, we didn't, you know how much he wanted that much money anyway. I don't know what Newcastle fans are playing at. I don't know whether they're trying to fish for a rivalry of us. Listen, Magpies, listen, Barcodes, you're not our rivals, right? You're not our rivals. We've already put you to bed many times in the past, right? So just be quiet, Newcastle, and concentrate on Sunderland because that is your rival, mate. Look, you're going to go to the Champions League thanks to Manchester United. Thank you very much, by the way, right? But to make up the numbers anyway, you'll be knocked out anyway in a couple of weeks, right? So at the end of the day, look, Newcastle, know your lane. Go in your lane, regardless if Man United are 15th, no matter where Man United are in the league, Man United will always be a bigger football club than you because you can travel around the world. You won't see one Newcastle top. You won't see one Newcastle top. I can walk around Abu Dhabi and if I walked from the length of Abu Dhabi, I'll see 6, 7, 8, 9 Man United tops. I won't see Newcastle. I'm telling you right now, I won't see Newcastle. I've been around the world. I've seen Man United tops. I've seen them everywhere I've been. I've seen Man United tops everywhere, even the places you wouldn't even expect to see Man United tops. I've seen them. I've been walking around Japan and seen Man United tops. You know, so guys, it's just crazy, isn't it? The way these people go on. Kenny, don't worry about Turkey. We have Mbeumo Premier League proven. Yeah, Kenny, you know what? At the end of the day, you know what we're going to do, Kenny, right? What we're going to do now, we're not going to slander Turkey. But we're going to give him doubts now. We're going to give them the same doubts as they do with us with Cunha when they were saying, oh, Cunha walks around the pitch. We'll start bringing out the stats of Turkey. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know? So there you go. Big up, big up, big up, big up. 150 charges for Man City. Yeah, absolutely. 61. Come on, guys. Can we get to 100 likes? Can you guys give me 100 likes today? We got 100 likes earlier. Thank you so much, guys. You're absolute legends. Over 1,000 views. Brilliant. Thank you so much, everyone who came on. Big up, Stephanie. Big up, Natty. What's going on? Anvesh, Ryan to Man City is also a here we go, by the way, along with Turkey being close, already going all out with the back to the Premier League title. Look, Anvesh, look, you know what? One thing I would say, and I'm not going to swerve away from the rivalry here because I am a very fair guy when it comes to it. Because at the end of the day, the Arabs, in regards to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Abu Dhabi, they run things properly. They run things properly. They know how to manipulate the system. They do it. And at the end of the day, we got good old Jim with the Weathers Originals still trying to secure the Mbeumo deal. Man City are just going to start moving away again. You know, so we got to make a statement of our own. We're not got Mbeumo through the door yet. Mbeumo is we're still negotiating with Brentford. Hopefully it will go through very soon. It does look likely, but it hasn't been done yet. But the way Man City do their business, you have to applaud them the way they do it. I know that they cheated. I know that they're cheaters. I know that. But they manipulate the system. They're still not been charged. They probably won't be charged. So why don't we just manipulate the system? This is what I don't understand. We're too bloody nice. We're too nice. We're too like, oh, you know, go, you know, we can't FFP and PSR, you know, we're going to be points deducted. Take the bloody points deduction. Get the players in. And this rock this town. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, and that's what I would say. And you have to give Man City the credit that they're going out there. They've already got Mamouche in the summer. They spent 250 million in the summer. They're gonna get Turkey. They're gonna get Reinders. You know, they'll probably spend close to 500 million this summer. I'm guaranteed they're gonna buy some defenders as well, wing backs, midfielders, and stuff like that. And no one will batter an eyelid. Now, someone said something very interesting to me the other day, and they said this whole thing, where Man City can spend what they like, Chelsea can spend what they like, etc., is a technique to neutralize the Premier League, to equalize the Premier League, and make Man United put Man United down a little bit because Man United was so dominant for many years, and this was always a technique to equalize the teams and stuff like that. This is why Man United are more concentrated on PSR and FFP. I don't know, guys. I mean, I do go into the realms of conspiracy theories when I see the likes of Man City and Chelsea doing all this nonsense, you know what I mean? And I'm like, how come Chelsea can spend $1 billion in 1 year and then we're struggling? I know that they've done deals with the housing and the hotels and stuff like that, but why are we not doing them deals then? You know, why are we not doing the infrastructure and selling Chelsea sold their women's team. They sold their women's team. They sold their soul. Stephanie, we need a box-to-box midfielder. Absolutely. Richard Rios is one, I believe. And also, you know who I really want? Who I really, really want is Adam Wharton. I want Adam Wharton. I think Adam Wharton, I know a lot of people are going to be saying, oh, Adam Wharton is rubbish, it's Crystal Palace. Adam Wharton will be the Michael Carrick. Adam Wharton will be the Michael Carrick. The only problem with Adam Wharton is his price tag will be around 60-odd million. So we'll have to wait and see. Anvish, but where's the Premier League finals fair play when you need them? Turn a blind eye towards City. Absolutely, Anvish. And no one investigates the FA, do they? No one investigates them. There's all these stories about how they've sold land or they sold the women's team. You know, this. You know, and I'm trying to think. Come on, Chelsea spent $1 billion in 1 year. You know what I mean? And nothing was done against them. City spent 250 million in January, right? Let's put this in perspective. Not to mention the money they spent in the summer, last summer, and then 250 million in January, and then they're going to spend more this month. Of course they are. You know, they need a new central defender. They probably need a new midfielder and stuff. And you're going to see more signings from them. You know, and they got these amount of charges on them. You know, so what's going on there? It's been brushed under the carpet. It really has. It's been brushed under the carpet. I can't see anything happening to Manchester City. This is why, if nothing happens to Manchester City, I think what we need to do, Manchester United, I mean, the Ineos and Glazers and stuff, is forget about FFP, forget about PSR, and just do what you need to do and worry about the consequences afterwards. That's what they should do. But they don't want to do that. This is the thing. They don't want to do that, you know? The problem Manchester United are having at the moment is the inability to sell players. It seems like a broken record, isn't it? We've been enabled to sell certain players, and certain players have been hanging around Manchester United for many, many years, you know, and not least Luke Shaw is still at the football club. Players of that ilk are still at the football clubs. mad when you think about it that he's still at the football club. So what we need to do is definitely, try and offload some players, because Man United have got a squad is bolstering, and we got a lot of deadwood in there. Thankfully, Eriksen's leaving, Lindelof is leaving, and Evans is leaving, so we can bring in some players, but we need to get rid of the Rashfords, the Antonys, the Shaws, the players that are difficult to get rid of. You know what I mean? And those are the players we need to get, and most likely Onana as well. Hello, my friend. How you doing? Big up. Hope you're well. For Mbeumo and Mohamed Kudus, tell me, please. Big up, Mbeumo. Mbeumo is in talks with Manchester United at the moment. Talks have begun in regards to Mbeumo, of course. So nothing is solid at the moment in regards to wages, in regards to transfer fee. Manchester United are talking with Brentford at the moment. And obviously, Manchester United have a verbal agreement with Mbeumo. Mbeumo has agreed to the Manchester United project. So once Manchester United agree the Brentford deal, then the deal is done. In regards to Kudus, there was a lot of noise around Kudus about a swap deal going off with Mohamed Kudus. A number of players have been mentioned in regards to Mohamed Kudus. Of course, Mohamed Kudus, who was we were interested in a few years ago when Erik ten Hag were first walked through the door, and we wanted him from Holland and stuff like that. But Mohamed Kudus has been subject of a swap deal with Manchester United, including the likes of basically Marcus Rashford and Anthony and players of that nature, guys. So that is something to look at. Jadon Sancho as well has been touted as a swap deal for Mohamed Kudus. Would you do that? Would you do that? Would you do a swap deal with Kudus and Sancho? I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen much of Kudus this year. I mean, the year before, I think he was really good, but this year he hasn't been really setting the world alight, in my opinion. You know, that's what I would say about that. But it's a bit of news. Man United swap deal, Sancho, Kudus. Why not? Get rid of Sancho. If they can pay his wages, absolutely. I'm impressed with Richard Rios. Absolutely. And you know what? We can't bring him for 90 million, though. They wanted 90 million last summer, and we can't bring him in for that price, of course. So we're going to have to work out a deal with them. He costs too much, Rios. At the moment, it's 15 million release minimum market value. So Man United could probably get him for about 20, 25 million, Natty, if we're being realistic. Amaram wants 2 10s to play 3-4-2-1. Yes. So Mbeumo and Cunha are the 2 10s, fan. For me, I can't wait to see it work. I can't wait to see it. Because what Man United are going to do now, Man United are creating an attacking force. So you're going to have Cunha and Mbeumo. Then you're going to have Bruno behind them. Then you're going to have the defensive midfielder, and then you're going to have the 2 wing backs. It's going to be extremely attacking by the looks of things. Really, really attacking. Let me just put this up. There we go. It's going to be extremely attacking. So we have to believe that this is going to work. We have to try and hope that everything works out for the best. I really hope so. Joseph, what's going on, my friend? I'll be doing well. Good to see you again. I did not hear any news about Mbeumo anymore. What happened? Joseph, basically, Man United are negotiating with Brentford. So whilst that deal is still in the pipeline, Man United are going to try and do a deal between now and the 10th of June. So Man United need to accept a fee with Brentford. Brentford are a bit annoyed with Manchester United at the moment. As I said earlier, Brentford are very annoyed with Man United, the way this story has circulated, the way it's been leaked out to the press, etc. So they're not going to play easy ball. Man United will win this race. Man United will get this player. Man United will not be priced out. And Brentford can't price him out because he wants to leave. So the power is in Man United's hand. We're negotiation with Brentford, trying to work out a deal with incentives, it's going to be. So it might even be an installment plan again. So don't be surprised if you hear something between now and the end of the window. Hopefully we can get this deal done so that is cleared, and then we can concentrate on the next window, which is happening in about a month's time, if I'm not wrong, guys. Absolutely. Big up. Anvesh, Lisandro Martinez has no desire to join Napoli despite links with the Italian club. He is determined to stay and succeed at MEC, even if the Champions League Cups are knocking this summer. See at MEOC. Lisandro, I would love Lisandro Martinez at Manchester United. Anvesh, I think he's a fabulous player. I think he's a great finisher, great movement. kind of striker that Man United need. This is what I'm talking about. There are strikers out there. There's also Retigi of Atalanta as well. These players are also have been interested with Manchester United. Retigi and these type of players. Obviously, we've had talk about Abraham and Mitrovic this week and stuff like that, which is also an option. Man United, the good thing about what this summer is going to be, as is last summer, we wanted Jared Branthwaite, but we didn't want to pay the 60 million for Jared Branthwaite, for obvious reasons. We ended up getting Lenny Yoro, which was a blessing in disguise. Now this season's going to be the same with the attackers. If Man United don't get a Gyokeres, they're going to get Osimhen. Don't get Osimhen, they're going to get, let's say, a Retigi. If they don't get a Retigi, they're going to get a Lisandro Martinez. They don't get a Lisandro Martinez, they get a Mitrovic. Don't get a Mitrovic, they get an Abraham. Things like that, So they're going to have a backup plan, contingency plans all summer. Let's hope so. Absolutely. Natty, we have to sign a midfielder who is physically creative, carry the ball forward, players. I agree, Natty. Absolutely. That's what we've been missing. Absolutely. I've always felt like Mainoo could do that job. I don't know what's happened with Mainoo this season, but his season under Erik ten Hag was absolutely phenomenal. And I always felt he could do that job, but unfortunately, something has happened to him, whether it's the contract negotiations and stuff like that, maybe has swayed him away from what is really important, which is improving his game. Unfortunately, there's a lot of players out there now that, think they've made it even because they play for England, because they play for Man United. I know many players that play for England and just drifted off into the abyss. There have been many. And I think that what Mainoo is doing is dangerous if he is kind of got the contract in his head. What he's doing is dangerous for his career. I would say that because I believe he could have become a legend at Man United. He could become a legend at Man United. His ceiling is so high that we can't even judge where his ceiling is, because he can be a great player. We saw him in the first season under Erik ten Hag. We saw the goal against Manchester City in the FA Cup final. We saw everything. So, I support Mainoo, but Mainoo really does have to pick himself up. He could be our box to box, but I don't know if he's gonna accept the wage. He rejected the first wage offer, contract offer. He rejected the first contract offer. We're going to offer him one more contract probably. And if he rejects that one, then we're going to have to say he's going to leave the football club, But one thing's for certain, Man United are not going to be held to ransom. Man United are not going to pay 180,000 a week for Mainoo. And I agree with that because I do believe that certain players need to achieve something before they come into this football, before they start being given new contracts. It's something that we've done so willy-nilly over the years in regards to Luke Shaw, of course, who get given new contracts for no reason. You remember Chris Smalling and players of that ilk were given new contract. It's mad, isn't it? At the end of the day, improve your game and then you get a new contract, of course. Sorry, and no problem, my friend. Big up yourself. Good to see you, and thank you for joining Stretford Post, my guy. Big up Stephanie. Thank you so much, you legend. Thank you. Big up Natty. Big up everyone. It's quite interesting to see how Amram will manage Shaw, Ames, Heaven, and Luca. This is what I'm saying, Irfan. Irfan, exactly what I've been saying. People are talking about Estupiñán of Brighton, the left back of Brighton. I'm like, we've got left backs, guys. We've got too many left backs. We got Dorgu, right? We've got Diego Leon who's coming in, who will go to the reserves, but I think he's good enough and he will end up as a first team player. We've got Harry Amas in the left back position. We've got Luke Shaw. We've got Tyler Malacia as well, still at the football club. Whether they stay at the football club or not is irrelevant. They're still there. We need more ammunition on the right-hand side, to cover for Dalot. So we can rotate a little bit, and rest the likes of Dalot and players like that, because I don't think that Mazraoui is a right wing back. I think he's more of a right full back or a centre back. So, I do think we need a right wing back. I'm very happy in regards to the youth team, in regards to Mantata and Camerson coming through. Camerson did play in those couple of friendly games, so we can look at them for the future. Who knows? We got Kokunki, we got these players who are coming through. We got a really good bunch of young defenders coming through. So that could be a plus for Manchester United. It's just the attacking area, midfield area that Man United really need to improve, isn't it? Absolutely. Big up, Irfan. Like and subscribe people when you enter. Listen, fantastic show. Big up, Natty. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Thank you very much. Since Favel has come in to help out United with transfers, we have been targeting the likes of Kone, Dorgeles, etc. a lot. Good to see that they have established at other clubs. Yeah, absolutely. I'm a little bit worried. I'll tell you why I'm worried. And I'm going to give this in right now. This is why I'm worried, okay? So I'm going to give you this. So if we go here, So if we go, where are we? Let's go home. So if we go here, I'm going to go to my profile. If we go here, this is Kone. Today. I believe it was today. This is Kone. Look at this tackle on Kone. Look at this tackle, guys. This was one of the worst tackles. Look at this tackle. Look at that. An awful tackle that. That's disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful tackle that. Absolutely awful tackle. And this is what I mean about these friendly games or these international games and things like that. They're just, it just drives me mad, because if these games don't mean anything, thankfully, Kone wasn't injured in that. Thankfully, he wasn't injured in that. And, if these games don't mean anything, and I just don't understand, honest to God. Before they've even played for Manchester United. No more Teta news at the moment, Irfan. I don't know if that's the same Irfan. Big up. Jarle, Gyokeres did leave the Swedish national team last night. It said he's got an injury, but that could be false. Could be. Absolutely. He was on holiday. Then he went to the international duty, of course. And then after he comes back from international duty, he will make his decision. So that is imminent, of course. So are we looking at Richard Rios? Yes, my friend, we are. We've been looking at him since last August. Unfortunately, they placed a hefty price tag on Richard Rios, but that price tag has lowered, and Man United are interested in Richard Rios. So let's play it by ear. Let's see what happens. My only concern is the time Gyokeres is back from holidays. He's at international duty, Anfish. He's back from holidays. I was meant to say he's gone to international duty with his team. And then once he comes back from international duty, he will be hopefully making his decision in regards to who he's going to sign for, if he's going to stay, who he's going to sign for. Let's wait and see. Sal's happened quickly, even talks to him, Sporting, else other clubs could close on him fast and get him. Yeah. Snooze, you lose, isn't it, Anvish? Snooze, you lose. Look at Turkey. Snooze, you lose. You don't get these players, then someone else is going to get them, absolutely. Manchester United quickly negotiating in Brentford around 53 million, 60 million for wages would depend on performance around 230k. Don't believe it, mate. Don't believe it. Don't believe any of the speculation in regards to the wages. So which we need a left foot centre back or a right foot centre back? Both, mate. Actually, let me be clear. We need a right footer and a centre back. So basically a right-footed centre back, right footer. We've got Aiden Heaven. We may need a left back as well, left centre back, because of obviously the injury record of Licha Martinez. Obviously, Aiden Heaven has had injuries as well. So can we rely on Aiden Heaven? Maybe, yeah. Maybe a left-sided centre back and a right-sided centre back. We'd lost Evans and we lost Lindelof. They need to be replaced. Unless we could bring in Kukunki and Camerson and those players of that nature, will be okay. I don't rely on Luke Shaw. I think Luke Shaw is done out here. I think he's finished, unfortunately. And given the way he performed in the latter stages of the season, I'm not. I don't want Luke Shaw back at playing for the football club. I think we need to try our best and utmost to get rid of him, of course. Big up, my friend. How you doing? Good to see you. RFG TTTY. What's going on, my friend? Mbeumo has to push for the deal to looks like Cunha did. He has. I mean, saying that he's interested in Manchester United is pretty pushy, in my opinion. He wants to move to Manchester United. I mean, when you say something like that, obviously it's like, you're putting Brentford in a position. You're putting Brentford in a position. This player doesn't want to play for us. He wants to play for another Premier League team. So you're putting them in a position, really. And so basically, the Mbeumo deal will be done. But we have, as I said earlier, we have upset Brentford a little bit. Brentford a little bit annoyed with Manchester United, the way they've gone about things. Well, it's not our fault, really. It was Mbeumo, who did speak out, and he wants to go to Man United, of course. Newcastle were in for him. Arsenal were in for him. They're not going to get him, unfortunately, for them, even though they pretend that they weren't in for him, they were. And I told you guys that we were in for Mbeumo. I said it. We're in for Mbeumo. Ruben Amorim rates Mbeumo. Ineos rate Mbeumo. And that's what I said. I said we will end up getting Mbeumo. And and that is what it is at the end of the day. So, yeah, another tick on the old Stretford Post conveyor belt, isn't it? Big up. Richard Diaz, big up, my friend. How you doing? Are you looking forward to the game tonight? He said Germany against Portugal in the Nations League semi-final. How you doing? Big up, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Of course. Sal, did you see Jamie Jackson said Mbeumo and Kudus are bad signings? And I like Jamie Jackson, Natty. I like Jamie Jackson. Jamie Jackson's been on this channel twice. It doesn't mean that I agree with everything he says, though. He can subjectively say that Kudus and Mbeumo are poor signings. I would like to ask Jamie, who's been on this channel, in regards to, maybe I'll bring him back on the channel and ask him, why do you think they're bad signings? Please tell me why on earth you think they're bad signings. Because I want to know that how someone can play for Brentford, score 20 goals, right, in a Brentford team, and also Kudus score 15 goals in a struggling Wolves team, Premier League proven, how they are bad signings. Please tell me what is a good signing then. I would like to know what a good signing is, because those two are very, very capable players, and I want to know that, you know. At the end of the day, I'll bring Jamie Jackson on again. I haven't heard the quote, but I like Jamie Jackson's friend of mine. Yeah, and so is Ben Jacobs, all of these guys. So, yeah, Jamie Jackson's not a Man United fan. Jamie Jackson's a Blackburn Rovers fan. So that is one to bear in mind. You have to be careful of journalists, and I am, but I like to hear different views on different journalists. You have to be careful of journalists who don't support the football club, who don't have the football club's best interest at heart. You know, that is what I would say. Anvesh Barker, they're trying to create, they're trying to create a rivalry with us. I mean, they're not going to create a rivalry with Man United. Their history is dead. What, they won the League Cup. Well done, you won the League Cup after 100 years of history. Bloody hell, Wigan have won the FA Cup. They won, you know what I mean? And Blackburn and teams like that have won the FA Cup. A League Cup and stuff like that, you know. It's ridiculous when you see these people, honest to God, the Newcastle fans, they have not got any rivalry. They haven't got any rivalry. They should just concentrate on Sunderland. That's what they should do. In reality, they need to just concentrate on their level. Sunderland, which is that. Irfan, Man United have played 5 finals, 0, Arsenal 0 in the last 5 years. Yep. Apart from one, I think 1 in 5 years, which was Emery's team. Hello, MEC Evra. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Absolutely. After winning the Carabao Cup of 70 years, bloody hell. You know what, Kenny? There are teams in League One who have won League Cups, Division 1, Championship, who've won League Cups and things like that, you know? You can win a League Cup from fluking it out. You know, you can fluke out a League Cup. I mean, 100 years. With all the teams that Newcastle have had, the likes of Faustino Asprilla, Alan Shearer, Rob Lee, Steve Stone, all these players, right? Did Steve Stone play? He did play for them, I think. Yeah, and, you know, Shaka Hislop and players like that. You got all these history of Newcastle, right? And they didn't win anything. So at the end of the day, look, you know, Liverpool gave this year, really. Why do you think they call it the year of the underdog? Because Newcastle are an underdog. Newcastle are a small team, like Tottenham, the underdog. A small team. They're the underdog. You know, technically, in the grand scheme of things, when you think about the Champions League, you think about Barcelona, Real Madrid, Liverpool, and all that, PSG are the underdog. You know, so it is the year of the underdog. And Newcastle are not least, they are an underdog, and they are a small team. You know, yes, they're owned by Saudi Arabia. But that, you know, that doesn't mean anything. That's the only way they were ever going to get anything, because nobody was going to beat Alex Ferguson. None of them. Alex Ferguson undefeated in my eyes. Undefeated. None of these teams could overthrow him. None of them. They failed. We won. They failed. They never overthrew Alex Ferguson. And don't worry about this, because Man United will be back. Hopefully, Ruben Amorim's army. We will be back next season. The great thing about football is it's a great equalizer. Football. It's a great equalizer. You can come back next season. And if we come back next season and absolutely smash it, all what happened last season is going to be history. People are going to forget about it. We'll be like, oh, do you remember when Man United came 15th? When was that? That's what's going to happen. Lucky Singh, glad Newcastle winning matches get trophies. You're glad that Newcastle. You obviously haven't been around, mate. I am from Mauritius, Man United fan, big up fan. You got the same name as my guy, but I don't know. I don't know if it's the same name. Big up Irfan. MEC forever. Like, guys, thank you so much, MEC forever. Much love to you, mate. Irfan, I need Qatar in Man United, Jim and Glazer out. Big flop. I hope so, mate. One day. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. We hope so. Who is the Colombian guy, Man United? Is it Richard Rios? We were interested in him last August, but they placed a ridiculous price tag on him. But his price tag has reduced. 25 years old, 21 caps for Colombia. Very good player. Absolutely. It is sad we did not see Liverpool and Manchester United compete for the Premier League neck to neck. It is sad. It is sad because we've had success separately, haven't we? Which is disappointing as well, of course. Jim and Glazer, absolutely. United rotten with the Glazers. Big up. MUFC forever. Onana is not going. Come reports say that Bayende will leave the club. Yeah, the only goalkeeper will leave probably is Bayende. Onana's not going anywhere, MUFC forever. Absolutely not. He's not pushing a move. He wants to stay. I don't want him here because he cost us the Europa League final. As people can blame Bruno, they can blame Luke Shaw, which is partly their fault. Of course, Bruno gave away the ball and stuff. But at the end of the day, what I would say is that Onana went down like the slowest sloth I've ever seen, climbing down a tree. That is basically what he did. He was so slow getting down, and we should have won that game. That Tottenham game. And these are the fine margins I've been talking about. He almost cost us in the FA Cup final last year. If you remember, it was 2-0 to Man United. Wasn't it Doku who shot from the edge and he just let it through his hands into the corner? And luckily the game was over. It was 2-1. Luckily the game was over. And they didn't have 10 more minutes because we were down on the throw after that. After that stupid mistake. And goalkeepers' mistakes generally end in goals. Goalkeeper mistakes end in goals. That's the thing. And we need a good goalkeeper, honestly. I'm sure that Ruben Amorim wants a better goalkeeper. Palace might demand 100 million for Sal. They're not going to get that. They get about 60 million. He will demand a move, and then they'll have to end up forced into selling with incentives. That's what happens as usual. In our name, if we have a Qatar ownership, they will be scared of us. If Man United had the Qatar ownership, you know what's going to happen. Man United will clear the debt. There'll be no debt at Man United. Man United organically make money already. We make our own money. We're still thriving in regards to revenue. If Man United had Qatar ownership with their own money as well, Man United be absolutely unstoppable. That is what happened. Man United will be unstoppable. I'm telling you right now, guys, if Man United had Qatar ownership right now, we will be unstoppable. But unfortunately, Jim Ratcliffe had done other ideas, didn't he? Saga too long for Man City. Big up, my friend. Big up, fam. Big up, everyone. Big up, Felix. What's going on? Hope you're doing well. Good to see Felix. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're good. We need a serious owner that can help the team. We need a fast owner. We need Igor. Big up, Igor. Hope you're doing well. We need an ownership that is quick, efficient, and does the business quietly. With Man United, look at the Cherki deal with Man City. Look at the Mamouche deal with Man City. Look at these deals that are being done at Man City. As much as it pains me to say, they get deals done quietly. Nothing happens. No one's thought. And Liverpool, by the way, Frimpong, done. Or he's a Liverpool player. None of that. And this is the thing with Man United. We seem to announce it to the world. We announce things to the world before we actually do the bloody deal. So this is why Brentford are becoming a little bit annoyed by the way Man United are going about things with the Mbeumo deal. They're getting annoyed by it, and I don't blame them. We need to do things a little bit more efficiently, professionally, but it seems like we're still at the same Man United as we were, which was spending ages on a deal, talking about it to the media, blah, 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 price rises, and then there you go. We're back where we were. Anvish. Sal, did you see the latest report of a United miss out on Ederson to Saudi? We might go for Hayden Hackney. No idea who he is. Hayden Hackney's the one who plays for Middlesbrough, right? Hayden Hackney's a very capable player, and Vish, let me say that. Hayden Hackney's a good player. Okay? Hayden Hackney's a good, just because it's unfashionable player. But if Ederson wants to go to Saudi Arabia, then that says more about Ederson than it does for us. Because going to Saudi Arabia at 25 years old is look, at the end of the day, earn your money, brother. That's it. That's what I'll say. Earn your money, brother. But that doesn't mean that you put football at the forefront of your life, like Bruno did. Bruno put football first. He put Manchester United first. That's what I'm saying. But players like Ederson, if they do, rumors, of course it is, but if they do decide to go to Saudi Arabia at that young age, it's a disappointment. It's a bit like Ivan Toney, because I liked Ivan Toney when he was playing in England. I thought he would have been a great Man United striker. But if they decide to go to Saudi Arabia at that age, well, it says more about them, doesn't it? At the end of the day. Charlie, Ericsson to Wrexham looks to be serious. Yeah, well, Wrexham are up and coming. They've obviously got Ryan Reynolds in charge of Wrexham. They're doing very well. They come from the National League. They moved all the way to the Championship. Well played. He's done very well. I mean, I would much prefer Ryan Reynolds than Jim Ratcliffe. Let me tell you that. Do we need more homegrown players? We got some. We got homegrown players. We've got a few homegrown players coming through the system now. I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to break through the system next season. I hope that Mantata, Camerson come through, Tyler Fletcher coming through, Shea Lacey coming through, Ibrahimov coming through. All these players we've got coming through. So, it's an exciting time in regards to our youth team because they're very good. I would much rather take the money for Sancho plus Kudus has dropped in his performance last. I agree with that, Anvish. I was surprised by Kudus last season. He's dropped off, didn't he? Dropped off heavily. Really dropped off. I was surprised by that because I was really impressed with Kudus the season before. And everyone was saying, we should sign Kudus. We should have signed Kudus. That was the player they should have got. They shouldn't have got Anthony. They should have got Kudus. I mean, fans, Fans. There you go. Big up GK. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Trubin is linked with us. Bruno sucks a scam, isn't it? Zuma sucks a scam. What's that, mate? What's that, GK? The window is only open until the 10th of June and reopens on Saturday, 14th. Reopens on Saturday, 14th of July, I think it is, Simon, not June. I think it's open till to 10th and then it opens in July. If I'm not wrong, Simon, correct me if I'm wrong. Window opening. Let me find out when this. When does the Premier League transfer window open? 2025. Okay. It opens on the 1st of June and closes 9 days later on the 10th. So it opens on 9th, so closes on 9th on 10th. I think the women's reopens on the 18th. The window will reopen on 16th. So there's not long to go, really. 16th of June, mate. 16th of June, it reopens. And closing on Monday, the 1st of September. So it's quite a long transfer window. It is quite a long transfer. So there's no excuses now not to do deals. We've got a lot of deals to do. There's no excuses not to do deals now, of course. Absolutely. Bruno sucks. That's it, isn't it? GK, yeah. I don't believe that this is his best position. But Ruben Amorim wants what Ruben Amorim wants, and he's going to, in regards to management, managers are always going to fall. They're going to live and die on their decisions, isn't it? And that's what we have to say at the end of the day. We can see it, but let's see what happens with Mbeumo and Cunha. It might change the whole dynamic of the team. You don't know. We might start playing football. We might start getting that ball forward. Bruno has less to do in regards to the forward side of things because you have Mbeumo and Cunha there, and hopefully a good striker as well, a competent striker up front. So let's see what happens in regards to that. We never know. MSC forever. Maybe Brentford is annoyed as their best player is going. They maybe did not want to sell him. And why? I don't think it's that. I think they're annoyed because we leaked it out, mate. We leaked it out. That's why. In England, you don't leak out information to the press before it's been done. You don't do that. That's wrong. That's disrespectful to the club. I've already said it already, MRC now. I've already explained it once. So I'm explaining it every time, Sal, do you think Garnacho it will be live this month? Will be live this month? Garnacho's place in Man United's squad looks a little bit treacherous, especially given Bruno will be staying at Man United. So Garnacho's future looks to be up in the air at the moment. I think he wants to move as well. And so we're going to have to see what happens in regards to that. Sal, confused. Licha, which Latura it seems? Licha, no, Latura Martinez, mate. Latura Martinez is the Inter Milan player. Licha Martinez is Man United player. Big up, Manrick. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing it. Aiden has impressed me. If there's anyone who has impressed me a lot this season, it is Aiden Heaven. I think Aiden Heaven has the potential to be whatever he wants. His ceiling is so high. I think he's going to be a generational defender. I really do. I think, if anything, in regards to Wilcox, he got a gem there. He's got a gem there. Hopefully, we can see more Cheeto. I did like Cheeto's cameo against Hong Kong. I know it's only against Hong Kong, but Rasmus Højlund didn't do anything against Hong Kong. When Cheeto came on, he turned and scored a brilliant goal. And maybe that's a sign of things to come, of course. Absolutely. Anvish, Kobe Mainoo and Adam Wharton in midfield. Movies will be made, mate. We can. I mean, Wharton is so underrated. I mean, I will be fighting tooth and nail to get that player. I'll be trying to get him. And if we get him, we're solid. We're solid, and we'll be all right. What happens with Ugarte and Casemiro, we'll have to wait and see. But we can't be paying Casemiro 370 grand a week to sit on the bench. That's the problem, But we'll have to wait and see what happens in regards to that. Natty, Rashford wanted Barcelona only. It'll be difficult to him to sell if he wants Barcelona. If he wants Barcelona only, this is the problem with these players. They're so egotistical that they can't take a hit. He is not good enough for Barcelona right now. Pedri, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Lewandowski. He's not good enough for Barcelona right now. He will be hugging the bench. That's what he will be doing. He will be on the bench. And Barcelona don't want to pay the money for a bench player. Barcelona would rather spend the 40 million on someone else. The only way that he's going to be going to Barcelona if we allow Marcus Rashford to go on loan, which we don't want to do. We want to get some money from him, of course. Rashford's is a headache. I think we will have a big season coming up, mate. Big up, Manrick. I hope so, mate. I hope so. Hope he does. I mean, I believe in all these players. Absolutely. If we manage to sell Casemiro over the summer, Joe Polina would add midfield steel to the Premier League games and good partner for Ugarte or Bruno or Kobe in the pivot. If we manage to sell Casemiro in the summer, João Polina by Munich would add midfield steel. João Polina is a very good player, Stephen. I'm surprised. I've heard his name twice today, which is surprising because I haven't heard his name in weeks. But yeah, João Polina is a very good player, and it would be but I don't think we're gonna be getting him. Maybe something will change during the summer, but at the moment, I don't think we're gonna be getting João Polina, unfortunately. If Edison's the one I want, but I don't think he's gonna be coming if this Saudi Arabia thing is going on at the moment and stuff. Wharton would be a good buy because obviously, played in the Premier League and stuff, Crystal Palace, but only thing is problem is the price. But Man United in reality need a midfield central, don't we, at the end of the day? Mark, why is Luke Shaw and Mason Mount even considered options? Because they play for Man United, Mark, at the end of the day. They play for Man United. Unfortunately, we can't do nothing about that at the moment. No one wants them. I like Maz as a right centre-back. Big up. I like him as a right centre-back as well. I think he's better as a right centre-back. Absolutely. Shah. Good afternoon, Shah. Good to see you back. What's going on, mate? See, we've spoken about that, Shah. Absolutely. But I'm happy we're going with Mbeumo. I am happy with Mbeumo as well. I'm delighted with Mbeumo. Mbeumo is the powerhouse that we want. Absolutely. Jesus, man, he could have snapped his leg in. I know, Anvish, I know. Sorry, I'm going back. I'm just catching up with the messages. That was Kone. That was a terrible challenge that I saw. A ridiculous challenge. Thank God he didn't get injured. That tackle was bad. Me too, Manrick. I agree. That was awful challenge. What is Dorgu's real position? He looks like more of a development, and if we can really say he's better than Amas, or is he really? Dorgu done really well last season when he came in. He came from Lecce, so you got to give him a chance to develop, Mark. One thing about you guys, you like to jump on players straight away after a month they've been at the football club. He's been at the football club 5 months, pal. If you really truly understand this football club, Mark, which I don't really think you do, mate. What it is, right? You have to give youngsters a chance, mate. You have to give youngsters a chance, and you have to hope that they become good. What I saw from Dorgu was some good things. I saw some good things for Harry Amas. I saw both good things. So why can't we use them both? It's Luke Shaw that needs to go. Malacia needs to go. Why can't we use Dorgu, who could play right back as well, by the way? And we use as well. We can use Amas as well. Why can't we do that? Why do we have to say he's this, he's that? We don't want him. He's that because he wasn't your favorite player. You know what I mean? We're not dealing with favorite FC here, my man. We're not. You know what I mean? Thank God, not injured. Big up MUC forever. Big up. Rashford, Sancho, Garnacho, and Atta needs to leave. If we can get 40 million and 60 million, we could make 160 million. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Smash the lights. Thank you so much, Shah. Big up yourself. Heaven is a baller. He is generational. Absolute generational, in my opinion. It was a tug of war between Arteta and the sporting director, and Arteta won. There you go. Big up Simon Cowie. What's going on, my friend? Left-sided centre-back as well, like Ignacio. I would love Ignacio, Kenny. I think Ignacio is a great player at Sporting Lisbon. I think if we're going to sign anyone for Sporting Lisbon, it'd be Ignacio. I think he's the player that we need. And Gyokeres. You know what I mean? That would be lovely. That would be sweet. That would be sweet as a nut, mate. Sweet as a nut. Of course. I won't doubt that Mbeumo earns 200k a week since we have that to Cunha, who has yet as consistent a top contribution in the Premier League. Mark N, mate. They're scoring in the Premier League. Cunha had 15 goals last season, and Mbeumo had 20 for Brentford. You know, what is going on here? You know what I mean? I don't know if you have any sources. Obviously, you don't. Probably KP and Heinz to go on your burgers and chips. But at the end of the day, mate, you don't know what you're talking about, mate. You don't. I'll be honest with you, mate. That's why I don't go on your channel anymore. Your opinion's dead, mate. Sorry, bruv. Sorry. I mean, you're talking about Dorgu and Mbeumo, Cunha. They haven't played for Man United yet, but they've signed because they're Premier League proven players. Look at their stats. You know what I mean? Goodness me. Absolute tosspot. All right. Where was we before the chubby clown came to me? There we go. Here we are. MUFC forever. Kenny, we have left back, centre back a lot. Kenny, we have left centre back. We don't have a left centre back a lot, mate. MUFC. We have Hayden Heaven and Licha Martinez. Luke Shaw's not a centre back. I will argue that of anyone. Luke Shaw's a left wing back. All right, a left back. We have Aiden Heaven and Licha. Licha Martinez is injured a lot of the time. So can we rely on Licha Martinez? Can we rely on him? Absolutely. Can we? You know, we have to say we don't have many left backs. Kenny's right. We need a left centre back. Absolutely. There's a difference between a left back MUFC forever and a left centre back in a free. You know, absolutely. Afternoon, Sal, what's happening? About good news, Gonzalo Ramos. Spoke about Ramos earlier in regards to PSG offering Ramos to Man United and other clubs. Ederson is a little bit here. Ederson could be going to Saudi Arabia, of course. You know, he could be going to Saudi Arabia. And so that is a little bit, you know what I mean? If he goes to Saudi Arabia, I'm a big fan of Ederson. But if he goes to Saudi Arabia, it says more about him than anything else. Absolutely. We need a left-footed centre-back. Big up, big up. Guys, you know what I would say? This is what it is, right? We sign Mbeumo and we sign Cunha. There are people in our fan base. Let me explain, right, why I just went in on that guy over there. There are people in our fan base that because they have a favourite player, in this case, Trincao or something like that, because they have a favourite player and we didn't sign their favourite player, they hate on every player we sign. You see this, right? They hate on every player we sign because it isn't their favorite player. It's not their favorite player, so they hate on every one of them. You know, so I hate to be rude to these people, but he's come on here before and he's been chatting the smack, of course. But and he's also hammering out as well. So at the end of the day, what I would say is this, right? If you come on this channel, like I understand you like your favorite player. You like your favorite, that's great. You like your favorite player. But don't come on my channel and start saying that Cunha and Mbeumo are basically shit and not proven in the Premier League. You know what I mean? That just makes me think your football opinion is not really good at the end of the day. Because me, as a very, very critical guy, right, know Mbeumo's a fantastic player. I tried to look at Mbeumo last season, right? I tried to look at Mbeumo and I tried to say, is he that player though? Is he that player though? And he kept proving me wrong. He kept proving me wrong. He kept proving me wrong. And I was like, this player's a good player. He's a good player. When he played against Man United, every time we play against Mbeumo, we've got problems. You know, every time we played against Cunha, we've got problems. You know, just because he's not your favorite player, guys, come on. It's ridiculous. Big up, Rich. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Does Sancho want to play anywhere? I think Sancho just wants money, Rich. What do you think? I think Sancho just wants money, bruv. I think he does, Rich. Absolutely. Big up, Rich. Hope you're well. We need to get goalkeeper as well. I mean, I don't think we are this way. Absolutely. Is it me or do you think Mbeumo looks overweight? He's not overweight. He's muscly. George Best 107. He's a powerful guy. Very powerful. I think he's a very powerful player. That's what he is. Absolutely. I think he's a very powerful player, in my opinion. Absolutely. Big up everyone, guys. Thank you, everyone. MSC forever. We can't rely on Martinez exactly. I agree. I suggest Abraham should go Diamande as a backup. He's a good player for it, but he's going to cost a little bit of money. That's the problem. Kenny, what are you talking? He is the best centre-back available. He's injury-prone forever. That's what he's trying to say. MLC forever. Mate, read it, mate. Read it. He's injury-prone. Mbeumo, fourth highest goal scorer last season. No-brainer. Should be in the Brentford team. In the Brentford team as a number 10. You know? I don't understand how people can hate on Mbeumo and Cunha. It just drives me mad. They have their agendas, and that's the thing. That's why. Yeah, you know what I mean? Big up, everyone. Big up, guys. My opinion is that we also sell a player big money, installment of Anthony Casemiro. You're going away from the subject, my friend. You're losing it, MLC now. You're losing it, mate. No one cares about cricket, mate. Simon, any updates on Gyokeres and Mbeumo? Yeah, I've just said it in the show. Mbeumo, Man United are talking to Brentford at the moment, so nothing's going to be said at the moment. Man United are in talks with Brentford in regards to a move. In regards to Gyokeres, there is a decision imminent. He's going to come back from international duty, and then we're going to see what happens after that, guys. Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much. Big up, Barman. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. And I hope everyone is going to be well. Boo, man, what's going on? Boomoo, what's going on? Pep over Fergie, are you mad? No way. No way. Who said that? No one said that, mate. I don't think anyone in this channel has said that. Afternoon, Yorkshire Cowboy. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Big up, everyone. I don't know what he's saying, Shah, but Pep is nowhere near Alex Ferguson. That's what I would say. Anvish, by the way, Wirtz seemed almost destined to go Bayern, and then Liverpool came out of nowhere silently, whereas in our case, transfers so popular. I agree, Anvish. That's something we need to prove. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Absolutely brilliant show. Thank you, everyone. And don't forget to smash a like on the video. If you could possibly do that for me, that'd be as kind. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It'd be absolutely fantastic, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day, night, morning, wherever you are. And I may see you later. Keep your notifications on, guys. Take it easy. Have a good day. Peace.